from the YBA Phoenix Fitness 24/7 basketball facility in Rockland, California. It's Bout That Life podcast with your host, Coach C. Collins and Coach MJ.
Get it started. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hey, welcome to Bout That Life podcast. I'm Coach C. Collins.
Coach MJ, GGT.
And we are here to talk AAU basketball, life, and everything in between. We thank you guys for listening and tuning in as usual. Really appreciate it. Ever since we got back after our break in February 2021, we uploaded episode 19 and got a great response from it. I saw we're up to 200 downloads for those who are listening and supporting. We really thank you. Once again, most likely 70% of you who are listening to it right now on Spotify or iTunes or whatever you're listening to are not following or not subscribed. So if you can hit that follow button, it'd be great. For those who are checking us out on YouTube or checking us out, all the links for everything will be in the description. The links to our guests will be in the description. Everything we really appreciate. One small click for you is a big help to us and helping us produce the show. So we are on episode 20, Mark.
Yes, sir. 20.
Yeah,
20.
Didn't know we keep this going this long, but
right.
You know, we're doing good. Looking up the stats a little bit, I saw we are ranked 170 or 100. No, I'm sorry, it was 167 on iTunes.
Okay. Top 200.
Top 200. So hey, we're climbing.
Let's go.
The number one. We're a long way from the number one spot, but
Slowly.
but it's great to just see that people are listening and supporting, and we really appreciate you and thank you guys for again, when me and Mark and all of us and me, Mark and Ty thought of this, it was just kind of an idea, and it's kind of grown into its own thing, and we're really happy and proud that people like what's going on, because the basketball community is a great community to be a part of, as big as it is, and especially talking in Northern California, where we're glad to be a part of this, and people listening in helps us out a lot. So I want to get right to our guest for episode 20. It's a long time coming. It's great to have him here. He has good perception on the AAU game, very similar to myself. We've been going at each other for years as far as coaches and on the court and everything else like that, and it's been a good, fun rivalry. So without further ado, I want to introduce coach and director of Matt Barnes Elite, Dwayne Childs.
Yes, sir.
Glad for you being here.
Welcome. Let's get it.
About time. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of this man's resume and his history in terms of with basketball and directing, and we'll get right to the questions, and you guys can get a feel for who he is. So he played high school basketball in Las Vegas at Desert Pines. Varsity year, made the All-Star game, and won Offensive Player of the Year for your school. What year did you graduate?
2004.
2004. All right, perfect. So his AAU team was Vegas Select, which is now the Vegas Prospects, which I've personally seen their program. It's a really good, strong program out there for sure. Vegas Prospects have kicked a couple of my team's asses, so yeah, much respect. Did 2 years at JUCO, CRC, right? So Cosumnes River, right? Yeah. Was at Cosumnes River College out here in Sac. Had a ACL tear, right? Mark, I know you can empathize with that.
Yes, sir.
So,
both knees.
Yeah. So,
first time in my life.
Yes, injuries is definitely not a fun thing. But then sophomore year, got a chance to play 10 games, then transferred to Waldorf College in Iowa, right?
Yes,
all right, did your thing out there. And then from there, you got into coaching a little bit, right, while you were there?
Well, I was coaching before I went to Iowa.
Okay, nice. And then so while you were coaching at CRC, right? It was the Jayhawks, right? You're coaching for the Jayhawks for 2 years while at CRC. It kind of sparked your interest in coaching a little bit, right? Which, same with me. I started North Highland Parks and Rec while I was at Sac City. So I know what you mean. Came back from Iowa. When did you come back from?
From Iowa, I only did like a semester there.
Okay.
And that's when that fucking the swine flu hit.
Oh yeah. I
It was
remember
like
that.
crazy. So I was like in the country. So I'm like, I gotta go back home.
Yeah. No, I understand. And then you came back, started helping out Mike Keithy. Shout out to Mike Keithy, good friend of ours and pro athlete. He hit me up. He wants to be on the show.
He told me last night.
I told him I'll get him on the show soon. And you started with him at a Hot Shots Elite. I remember that. I remember seeing you coach with him there for a while. Then after that, you kind of directed Hot Shots Elite for a little bit, and then from there he basically, I'm guessing at least, and you could fill in the blanks for me, as you were coaching, kind of had some conversations with Danielle Barnes, and you guys were talking about kind of starting off and doing your own thing, right?
So what happened with Hot Shots Elite? I think Mike he kept going overboard with the practice time. So
Okay.
Jacob Biaggi was like, bro, you gotta get out like when it's over. And I guess he just kept doing it. We kept doing it, whatever. I don't know how it went down for him to like separate to not coach there.
Yeah.
But Jacob Biaggi was like, man, we want you to take over. Like the parents like you, your energy, you're stern. So I just took over, and then before Mike left, I had got Jay Nolan, which is Danielle Barnes, Matt Barnes' nephew. He got on the team, and that's when the team basically got like way better.
Yeah.
And the schedule was like terrible. Like the tournaments were terrible. Like D2, D3. I'm competitive. I don't do none of that.
Yeah.
Thing. And then
Absolutely.
she basically was just like, man, let's just start our own thing. Like, and I'm like, all right, I'm down. And then so that's how that happened.
That's how
Matt Barnes League came aboard.
Makes sense. And then let's see, you also coached at Granite Bay High School for 2 to 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Was it JV, freshman, combination of both, or?
I started off because I had met Tristan, which is a coach at Del Oro, but he coached girls. So
Okay.
when I was at Hot Shot, I met him through the Hot Shot at Courtside, and he was like, man, you trying to coach high school?
Yeah.
But it's girls. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So when I was about to go start whatever, help him coach out with the girls at Granite Bay, I got a lot of homeboys that went to Granite Bay that played football there, though. Some of them played basketball, but some of them went to the NFL, went to D1 football, and they hit the coach like, that new coach that's going over there for the girls, like, that's my friend, like, look out for him. And when he heard that, he like, man, we need a boys coach. And you know me, I'd rather coach boys any day of the week than girls, like, no offense. So,
Right,
like,
right.
it's just,
You know what your strength is. Yeah.
like, I like to yell, and I don't really want to go with emotions. so that's what happened. So that's how I got the boys job, and Tristan kept the girls, whatever. And so I was helping with the freshmen, but I don't know how every school do it out here, but he basically like had everybody help with varsity.
Nice.
He was just a coach by himself, so we all was on the bench helping him and stuff like
Nice. All right. And then after, a few years of doing that, juncture, I remember this when you guys did this, you had Matt Barnes Elite kind of combined with the Sac Soldiers for a brief time. I do remember that. And that's when I had Malik and those guys and Keandre and all that. And that was a great basketball right there. Sure. And that was back when they were in 8th grade. So I want to say that was 2019 maybe, or 2018.
So when you had Malik and them, you was battling with Coach Lane.
Yeah.
That wasn't me coaching.
Yeah. So that's why I remember, like, seeing both teams, combine. And from there, after, I guess, that venture, you split back off and went back to Matt Barnes Elite.
Yeah,
so.
I had to, man.
Yeah.
Like, no, I wouldn't talk. Like, it's nothing bad to say about Soldiers.
Yeah.
The Soldiers, Oakland Soldiers. Like, Oakland Soldiers is like one of the most dominant organizations out here in reality. But, like, Sacramento Soldiers, I feel like it's the same thing as anything in Sacramento.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I felt like I went from, like, a CEO to, like, a manager. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not what we talked about.
Right.
But like I said, it's nothing bad on them. It's just, I'm my own man. I'd rather do something on my own.
And that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. A lot of AAU programs start that way, right? You want to do things your way. So I want to get right to basically our first question. What has been your overall experience with AAU? Like, I mean, you've been in the game for quite a while, like myself, and what's your experience with AAU, the good points, the bad points, what we do about here, any crazy stories you want to share with us, just all your overall assessment of it.
AAU really didn't get real for me until I went to Matt Barnes League.
Okay.
And even like with Matt Barnes League, like I said, we started down. like playing D2 because I still had them hot shot elite kids.
Yeah.
And so when I was just so serious about it, and I'm like, I'm about to really do this. Like, I want to be one of the best organizations in Sacramento. And so what I did, I just started recruiting kids. And that's when I got these 2 kids from Manteca. They played for a team called the Blue Devils, Manteca Blue Devils, and we played them in the championship, which is hella crazy. Like, we played them in the championship. I get a technical because the dad, one of the kids that came to my team, his dad's in the crowd, like, yelling at me, like, sit your punk ass down. And you know me, I'm like, what? Like, bruh, ref, get him. But the ref gave me a tech, not them, and we end up beating them. And it's 2 big-ass black dudes, bro. So after the game was over, like, all the players and the parents shook, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking out the door, dog. They right there, right? I'm
Waiting?
like, waiting.
Man.
I'm like,
Shit,
oh,
that's never fun.
Shit. I'm like, it's just me and my girl, yo. So I'm like, are they about to jump me? And they like, Coach, man, come here, man. So I just went over there. I'm like, what's up? They like, man, we respect what you're doing, man.
Nice, nice.
I want my son to play for a coach like you. And this one, me and Mike Keithy was still coaching the hot shot. This one, hot shot used to go to Tahoe for a Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my craziest stories when I thought I was gonna get jumped. And another crazy story about AAU, like I wasn't the coach, but I was there, and it happened to one of the coaches that was with Matt Barnes Elite. So this one guy, his son was on our team. I forgot the goddamn kid name and the parent. It don't matter anyways. No offense, but he wasn't that good. So take it personal, y'all. But so the dad. So we go to Oakland because at Soldier Town, whatever. The dad, he probably brung like 30, 40, like hella family members.
Damn.
Like came to this game when this kid don't never get no playing time.
Shit.
So he probably got in probably like 1-2 minutes. The coach played him 1-2 minutes, bro. After the game, and mind you, the dad damn near just got out of prison. You can tell.
Shit.
Hella big.
He got that prison weight.
He's like, man, he ain't fucking play my son. What the fuck? He waiting outside. We like, yo, you are bugging right now, bro. Like, this is not worth it. And the coach was like, he was terrified, bro. Like, he not big. Like, he like a little smaller dude. Like, he's still one of the coaches right now, but
Did he know when all those family members were there?
He did not know.
Okay.
He didn't know.
So I'm pretty sure if he did know, he probably got maybe 5 more minutes.
Right.
Yeah. But it was a close game.
Okay.
Close games, you don't play everybody. We know that.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
You trying to play you trying to coach to win. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad you're able to de-escalate it. So I mean, what would you say are a couple of good points and bad points of AAU overall?
The good thing about AAU, which I like, is like you give a kid a shot to like show the colleges like what you can really do.
Yep.
Like what you can really do on this court. Like, are you really built to go play at the next level? So that's why I like AAU, because AAU is like the coaches with the AAU, you trying to get the best kids in your area, or even in Sacramento or anywhere, Bay Area, because I got kids from the Bay too. You trying to get like your best kids, just like anybody else. So when you play good on that level, it's like a good thing, man. I just like seeing that. I play AAU.
Right.
I started that in the 4th grade, so I know how it went. But like when I was playing back in the day, like even in high school, like I said, I didn't know how I really went. Like I didn't know about no circuit, none of that.
Well, and even I want to say around even that time period, the circuits weren't. I mean, they were there, but they weren't as big as they are now. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because my one of my best friends, man, back home from Vegas, his name Harvey Perry. He played at Washington. Like the coach, I seen him.
In case you guys are wondering, that's Dwayne's daughter. That's she's a part of the show right now. So just for the people listening.
Yeah, the coach from Washington came to do living room and everything, man. But I was always wondering like why he always played for teams out of town. And it was always free flights and all that. Like we never knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Like this dude had everything made to me. You asked me, he had it made. Like every camp, all that. So that's when like I'm like, oh yeah, AAU is real. What I'm doing right now, we're not in the circuit.
Yeah, absolutely right. What would you say is kind of the worst part of AAU, or we talked about a little bit.
The worst part of AAU is probably the parents.
Okay. Yeah.
In reality, because I feel like everybody think their son is Stephen Curry or LeBron James,
And they not.
but you gotta really, you have to be like realistic. You know what I'm saying? Just like I hoop, you hoop.
Yeah.
Like we had to work to get on the damn floor. So I don't think they understand it because some of them never played basketball.
Yeah.
Just like even if, I mean, I want a son, but I don't. So, so say if I had a son, or even if she played basketball, you know what I'm saying, and the coach wasn't playing her.
Yeah.
Like my first thing, what I would do, which I think every parent should do, so some of you guys should take notes, is just pay attention.
Yeah.
Like pay attention to like the coach didn't play this game. My first thing, what I would say, I'd be like, I don't think the coach think you can play. He don't think you good in this certain situation. So what I'll do, I'll go watch practice if I can go watch it to see if you really out working everybody, like hustling more than everybody. And then if I see you are doing that and other people are messing up the same thing you doing, that's when I would go talk to the coach. Yeah. Some people like, bro, your son can't chew gum and walk at the same time. And you're like, why you ain't playing? Like,
Right, yeah, because I'm trying to win.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah. That's why I low-key stopped coaching at Granite Bay. But at the same time, I didn't really take Granite Bay hella serious because them kids that tell you, like, we're not trying to go to college for basketball.
Yeah, they just want to play high school.
Hella smart. We're just going to college.
Yeah.
Unless they play football or baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense. Well, then, what do you consider your coaching style? Like, how do you connect with your kids as a coach?
Like on the court or like off? Or
both, really. Just in general, kind of, you're on, like, you know, I know you. I would say your coaching style is similar to mine. We yell, we talk a lot of shit, and that's, you know, that's just what it is. And, but, you know, what would you consider your coaching style? And yeah, how do you connect with your kids?
In reality, man, the coaching style, I feel like I got that from my junior college coach, Coach James Giamaggi, which coach at Los Mesitas now.
Okay.
I got his style because he was a younger dude. So he's probably like 32, 33, being the head coach of us. So he's like a player coach. Yeah. Like he was serious.
Yeah.
But off the court, he was cool as shit.
Right.
Like, don't play me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I know what's going on.
Right.
So that's the same thing I try to do these kids. Like, I try to keep it, like, real with them.
Good.
Like, this is really going to happen in the real world. Like, I get on you. Like, I want you to be good. Like, if I never said nothing to you, I don't care about you.
Right.
Like, I don't want you. Like, what's the point of saying something to you? Like, I don't care about nothing. Like, it's certain kids you don't say nothing to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you like,
this
dude always miss left hand layups or something. Like, all right. But it's like a kid you see got potential. You like, bro, you messing up.
Yeah.
Like, you got to cuss him out in front of everybody. Like, you got to just, like, set an example. The best thing. But my style, like, I'm just like, I got so much energy. I'm loud. Like, I cuss. I'll get mad at the referees 100%. Like, I'm in the game. Like, I want to win, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to lose. But during, like, the pandemic, I was just chilling. Like, letting everybody play. I'm not really yelling unless the game is, like, close. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, let's try to win this. But during the pandemic, I wasn't coaching for real. Because we wasn't even practicing. So.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But before that, man, I'm hella serious. And some people just like, all you do is yell, but that's hella.
That's the outside perception. I get the same.
Yeah, that's just
with
like
me.
with you. Like, I just seen Last Chance U. You remind me of that coach because all he do is yell. But it's at the same time, like, it's going to fire you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to make you better or it ain't for you.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not for you. But when you go to college, they serious.
Yeah. Oh, no, we know.
Like, they job on the line.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying. I think, ideally, we all come from a place because at this point, I mean, you're a coach now, Mark. You're in this club now. You know what I mean? We all come from a place of knowing, but we also understand the hurdles they're going to go through. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I'm not hard as fuck on you here, you're not going to be able to handle it when you get there. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately, since that's the place you're coming from, that's a good place to come from, period. It's sometimes too many parents, I think, are focused on the delivery, right? They see the delivery. And what I always try to say, and I think I've said it on the show before, when parents see you yell at a kid or light a kid up or, you know, curse them out, they only see 5% of your relationship with that kid. You know what I mean? They're not seeing the whole thing. They just see that 5%. And if you walked in and saw that for the first time, you would think, oh, this coach is fucking terrible. He's abusive to this kid, but they don't understand the relationship you have with that kid. You know what I'm saying? So no, I definitely get where you're coming from.
One thing I kind of want to touch on is like what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like as former players as well, like we've been there. You know what I'm saying? So to see a kid to where we used to be, you know, knowing that, okay, these are the things that you should do right and don't do this because we've already been there. That's where we keep it 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we've already been there. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get a kid to not do those things that we did, you know what I'm saying, to get to the next level, then I feel like, yeah, of course, I'm not like y'all, you know what I'm saying? I've definitely got to a point like that. I've been doing this now like a month and a half. You know, it's different when we're training compared when the parents are out there, the refs, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a former player, the competitor comes out, but one of the things that I kind of, you know, like I said, from watching you, you know what I'm saying, taking little things and everything like that, but at the same time, understanding and bringing it back to the players, letting them know, like, yo, if you can't do it here, how you gonna get, you know what I'm saying? You got kids talking about they want to go to the NBA, go D1, you know what I'm saying? And so listening to him, like, yeah, like you got to keep it 100.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So I mean, so me and you obviously have had some great battles and some good coaching rivalries, and
actually only played twice.
No, man, we played at Hardwood, and that was years ago when I had so I remember that game. You still had Colin on your team, and you had a couple
Lane.
of
that was Lane.
That was
Lane.
we played him.
I was just on the bench.
I played against Coach Lane several times too. Funny enough, last time I played him was in L.A. I was like, "What? We came all the way to fucking L.A. to play each other. Like, this is ridiculous." I hate when they do that shit. Yeah. But that was the last time I played you guys. But yeah, we play, and then obviously last time we played each other, which was
just played at Courtside.
Yeah.
Before that, we played at Mario tournament.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that. We lost by 2. We lost by 2 to y'all.
It's like the same energy.
Yes, absolutely.
I felt like YBA and Matt Barnes Elite is how the Warriors and the bro. It's like it's game time. It's
for real,
bro. Fuck
it went down to the wire. We lost by 2, and I mean it was a hell of a game. Unfortunately, Jaden fouled out. That hurt me big time, losing him. And
I think Matt did too.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, Matt almost fouled out, and then I think Daniel fouled out. Had Dan, but even still, it was a great game.
Was it
went down to the
16U?
No, at the time they were in 8th grade.
Oh,
so that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like our teams have grown up against each other. Yeah, this is years in the making. This wasn't like just some one random game. Like they've been going at each other a long time.
Years.
And even I would say prior to that, Dwayne used to go against Robinson a lot. Coach Robinson, which shout out to Coach Robinson, great dude. So I just wonder your take on all that. You know, that the YBA Matt Barnes rivalry.
See, at first how the YBA thing started. It's when I was with Hot Shot Elite. We was with Hot Shot Elite, and we was playing YBA, and it's one of my kids that's on my team right now. One of our parents was like, that kid is older than what he's playing right now. But he's not. He was in that grade, but he's the right age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, you know, we got kind of mad, went to the front. They got the book. They like, man, do y'all want to put the $100 up? That's what you do if you think somebody's cheating.
Yeah.
You have to put your money up.
You pay, and
Really?
if you're okay. I guess you would know that because it's new for you. Yeah, so
if you win, they get your money back.
Yeah, but if you lose, you lose your money.
$100.
Oh shit!
So because like we had that happen to us in Reno, we actually have it happen to us in Reno almost every because you know at the Reno tournament we bring like all our fucking teams. Like he says, we have 1 million fucking teams. So we bring like our 50 teams, and someone always contests one of our teams. And I tell the parent instead of you could just pay me $100 instead of paying him $200, and I'll show you the book and keep your $100. It's cheaper for you. But so when they contest us and they lose $200.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you're right, they give you your money back. That's why a lot of people don't contest because they don't want to necessarily spend that
So that's
money
off
to do
age,
it.
like
Off age.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people just be talking because the kid probably like hella big.
Yeah.
So when they was like, do you want to contest, to the parent that was complaining about the kid, and they was just like, nah, it's cool. And then at the time, at that age group, their coach was Dorn.
Dorn, yeah. He's not here anymore.
Him and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And which is one of my sisters to this day, Renee, was helping them. He was coaching too. And they basically like, man, just take this ass whooping, like, stop complaining. I'm like, oh, okay. So then we got Matt Barnes Elite. We always battled that team. And then that coach stopped coaching.
Yeah, Dorn's not here anymore.
And then I feel like that's when Robinson took over. But before Robinson, like, when he took over, he didn't have everybody yet.
Yeah.
He didn't have none of his goons, like the good kids yet.
Then he got Tyree and Tyrese.
So we just kept whooping their ass, and then he used to always just be like, man, good game, coach. And I'm like, why this dude always like talking to me like, bro, it's like a rival, but I respect that man like a mud, man. I love Coach Robinson because he never talked mess.
Nah, he's a good dude.
He know the kids coming in here with some war, but he never talked mess.
Yeah.
But the other dude that was helping him, I don't know why he don't like me. Like, I never said nothing to, like, a day of my life to this guy. What's his name?
What, Newhouse? Is it him?
Nah, the other, he like
Mamo?
a big white guy, like Asian.
Oh, Kevin.
Him.
Kevin, yeah. Kevin.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's not a coach here either anymore, just by the way.
So,
Shit. Yeah.
like, he hate me to this day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't even know you. Like, we never talk. Like, when YBA and Matt Barnes Elite played, the coaches never, ever, ever talk to each other.
Yeah.
There's no beef.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
want your kids to win. You want
Yeah,
it's competitive. There's no doubt about that. But it's
Yeah.
not, I have issue with you, you have issue with me over kids playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's the kids, man. So what happened was, like I said, it started with that coach and this girl. We just always had a battle with them. Then Coach Robinson took over. And when he took over, like Chris just said, he had got them damn twins.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, them twins asked me, bro, like, can we be on your team? But I never have tryouts. Like, I never, ever really had tryouts like that. I always handpick my kids. So I already had a team at that point. So I'm like, nah. And plus, when we played them before they got on Robinson, they used to be some crybabies.
Yeah.
Like some real big-ass crybabies. So I'm like, nah. If they got on Robinson team, that put a spark on them. So every time they played Matt Barnes, it don't matter what team they was on, they try to kill us, bro. And what it was, I used to always beat them. Then Coach Robinson just stacked. They got hella people.
Yeah, they got Derek, Big Derek. And
they beat us by like 40 in Reno more than we did, man. That shit was so bad. My kids was crying before the game was over. That's how competitive they are. They like, man, they got us, man.
But
that's crazy.
But I feel like that's I mean, it goes up and down in waves. You know what I mean? You have your year where it's like you're the unbeatable guys, and then you have your year where you're going to take your ass whoopings for a while. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, though, because I ain't beat YBA in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest, man, because I got them twins, Kiku.
Yeah, and then Mateen.
Kevin Kidd still was on there.
Yep.
And then they just had squad.
They had a perfect synergy for a while. It was like when Robinson had the twins, Kiku, Mateen, Kevin, and that group. This was back in like middle school. This is what refers back to when I've talked to you about it, how my 16U group now was the second fiddle to that team, right? Okay. They were the other team, right? Yeah. That's what lit the fire in them to want to beat the twins and all those guys, because we were kind of looked at as less than, even though we were winning. But crazy. We were looked at as less than. Yeah. So, but to his point, that team with Robinson, I mean, they went on like a 7-month tear of not losing to anybody. I swear. They didn't lose to anybody. Like, they just...
Almost a year right there.
Yeah.
Half a year.
It was like almost a year. They just straight. They were just killing everybody.
Lose, but saying like sack, nobody beating them.
No one was beating them. And it was crazy just watching it because, you know, I'm obviously just sitting back like, God damn.
Man, Coach Robinson made me mad in Vegas, though, man. He made me hella mad.
What?
Because, you know, you got Kiku, which is one of the top point guards.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm with the Soldiers. We in the big event. I mean, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah.
So it's like the Final Four. We playing them, and it's like, bro, you got Kiku, which is a top guard, and I got this kid named King, King of Sunny, which is from the Bay Area, San Francisco. Coach Robinson stayed in that zone the whole time. And then you can hear Kiku dad over there, easy money. And I'm like, man, tell your coach to go man to man. Tell your son come hold him. King is nasty.
Yeah.
King's so nasty, man. But, yeah, shout out them, man. Shout out Robinson. Shout out them twins. Sorry for giving y'all a hard time for these years, saying y'all older.
Give a splash for everybody, man. see, Coach Dwayne recognized real.
They so little right now. Like, they not even big no more.
But at the time, they hit their growth spurts early, for sure.
Huge.
And so then, well, I want to talk about, you know, kind of sometimes the Matt Barnes elite reputation, right? You know, you guys kind of have a reputation where sometimes the parents are hard to deal with. You know, obviously, like you said, you're a fiery coach. You know what I mean? And I think your team resonates. You know, our kids kind of resonate with who we are. You know what I mean? So your kids are, you know, they're fiery, they're in it, they're competitors. Very similar to, I want to say, my kids. They're fiery, they're competitive, they want to win. You know, but there obviously could be a lot of misconception to a lot of that. So I just wanted you to kind of address that and kind of your stance and where you coming from with that. Good or bad or indifferent, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to address what people might perceive or not perceive about you and your organization.
Man, I feel like you got to think, man, having that name Matt Barnes Elite, just Matt Barnes' name under that in general, they waiting for us to do anything was like stupid. You know what I'm saying? So if I get into it with the ref or any of my coaches get into it with the ref, oh, Matt Barnes Elite, they're ghetto. Like, come on, man. Everybody get into it with the referee. Everybody parent is crazy, but when it's Matt Barnes Elite, that's when it's a problem.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't care about that, though, honestly. Like, long as I know the parents that's in the organization never leave and down talk us, I'm cool with that. Because, like, who I got right now, I had them from years.
Right.
And that's what counts, you know what I'm saying? So it don't really put no smut on my name.
Nice.
It's just the people that we playing against. But if they said, like I said, I don't care. I like to have a target on my back. I like to be the team everybody want to beat their ass. I like that the referees going to come in there doing some bullshit, which they always do. Referees, they control the whole game, and they don't think they know that.
Right.
Like, the referees for sure control the whole game, and they set that tone. Like, if y'all think about it, when the parents and the coaches would ever get into it, watch what happened before they get into it. It's what the referee just did.
Right. No,
Bad call, what happened? That's bullshit. Give us a call. The other parent, they are giving y'all a call. Argument.
Right. Fair enough.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it happens. It's like,
yeah. No, I agree with you.
But I don't care, though. Like I said, I don't really care about what people say about us like that because I know we a good organization. I've been around for a minute, and I always get new kids. Like, if I wasn't getting new kids or I'm losing players all the time, and then that's when it'll hurt me.
Yeah. You're right.
It hurt me then.
If again, you know as well as I do, and Mark, you're going to learn this as you evolve, you know, there's AAU programs that are here one second and then
gone.
Fucking Thanos comes and snaps his fingers and the bitches is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you can, I always say the 3-year mark, if you could put last past 3 years, you're pretty straight. You know what I mean? You're pretty solid.
Okay.
It's 3 years, you're pretty much coasting. And of course you're going to have, it's kind of going to be a revolving door of some kids that come in, go, you know, come in, go. But if you're still there, that means you're doing something right. Sure. So, you know, and like I said, you're a rookie in all this. So you'll see as you go. You know what I mean? You'll learn as you go.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad you got a chance to talk about it. So I wanted to get just kind of the outside of it, obviously with Matt Barnes, period, having, you know, this being his name attached to it and everything like that. You know, how involved has he been? I mean, you know, speaking with Jaden and his family, I know he remembers when Matt, I guess you guys had a big tournament in LA. This is back maybe when Jaden Hurtado was in like 5th or 6th grade, and Matt came to the game and said what's up to the kids or whatever. So, you know, I know that left a good impression on him. So I was just curious, kind of, what's his perspective on all this?
The thing with Matt Barnes, man, honest to God, bro, and a lot of people don't know this. Like, they just be talking like people don't know the story. So say, like, when Danielle first told me, like, let's do our own thing. Yeah. Like, we can start our own thing. At first, I didn't want to, like, I wanted to be the Rebels. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Vegas. Yeah. We can be Sac Rebels or something. So she like, nah, we can just use my brother's name. So I said, all right, cool. I'm thinking, like, he going to be behind it. But you know me, I never asked for nothing. Like, these are kids. This is when they was in 4th grade. So then, so say when I went over to the Soldiers for that 1 year, like before I left this, so say like soon as I left the Soldiers, that's when me and Matt Barnes honestly met and got each other number. Okay. He was like, bro, the first year, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, I was going through the divorce. That's when he knocked up Derek Fisher. Like, you know what I'm saying? So his head.
He was dealing with some
his
shit.
head he was going through some shit. And he told me this. He's like, bro, I was going through a divorce. He's like, man, now, and I'm retired now.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you need. And all I asked him for, bro, I swore to God, bro, do a camp and just make sure we got a gym. And he did it.
Wow.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So the camp is making hella money.
Good.
It's like Hardwood Palace Camp, but they letting us use our name.
Yeah.
And Steve is so cool that he gave me like 75% of the damn money.
Nice.
And that's when we put it towards the high school part. And that was the only thing I asked for Matt.
Okay.
Like, I never asked Matt for anything, bro. But if I had to ask him for something, like, say, like when certain players didn't have money to go fly somewhere, he got it.
Nice.
dope.
Some
That's
kids
good,
that
man.
don't got no shoes, he got it.
That's what's up.
But, like, everybody just want him to just hand us hella money. Like, nah, these
man.
are kids, man.
Yeah.
But now they're in high school, though. Because I had this team since they, like I said, they 4th grade. They're in 10th grade now. But I do have juniors, but the juniors are new. They never was in my organization like that. Some of the kids that's sophomores now been with me, bro, since they probably was like 10, 11 years old.
Wow.
Well, splash to Matt Barnes, man. You doing good stuff, man. Good stuff. No, that's good. I mean, I think a lot of people need to understand, like, NBA players, even ex-NBA players, they're still human. They still got shit going on. You know what I mean? So they only can do so much. And sometimes I think when there's a name attached, right, like Team Lillard or any of those guys, Team Why Not with Westbrook and all that, sometimes I think there's this misconception that these NBA guys, that's like all they can focus on, and they can't. You know, it's something they obviously support, but they can't be there, you know what I mean, every step of the way. But it is nice to hear that he is willing to, you know, like, you can make that phone call if you need to, you know what I'm saying, which is good, because essentially he'd be helping a kid that he's never even met. He's just going off of your word, like, hey, this kid needs help me out. So I get it, man. I get it. One thing I wanted to I mean, like you said, you think parents are the biggest issue. What do you assess the tone of AAU when it comes to parents and kids and just everything? I mean, do you think AAU currently now is in a good spot, a worse spot, or, you know, what do you think of where
As of,
AAU
like,
stands
today?
Yeah, as of today.
I mean, during the pandemic, I think it's in the bad spot.
Okay.
Especially for them seniors.
Yeah.
For kids that couldn't get that look.
Yeah.
That sucks. So, like, I couldn't even imagine, bro. Like, I couldn't imagine just sitting at home, taking school at home all day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you home, but I'm a kid. I got to go to school.
Yeah.
I got to go see people.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough.
I got to get out of here, man.
And then, you know, with all the freshmen getting their year back in college, it's hard to get any offers, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to tell my kids, keep your head up and just stay focused, because you never know what can happen. Kid can get hurt, or not to wish that upon anybody, but kid can get hurt, or a JUCO can open up, or, you know, I'm telling guys, look at JCs, look at prep schools. I know sometimes these kids think they're above that shit, but it's like, that's your opportunity.
And like I said, I bring it up earlier. If some of them kids think JC is a joke, watch that Last Chance shoe, and I guarantee you say you can't play for that damn coach.
Exactly, right?
Guaranteed. Like, you get dropbacks. Some junior college get dropbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
D1 guys.
Hell yeah. Like, they on a mission.
Exactly.
Junior college wasn't easy to me.
No, it wasn't easy to me either.
It
was never easy to me. The conditioning was crazy. I think my practice was at like 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It was fucking insane, bro.
When I first moved out here, I played at Sierra at first.
Yeah.
Where I was about to play, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Then I went to Consumers, but the Sierra practices was way worse than my 4-year school. Way worse, bro. Like, he used to do some, man.
That's what's on him.
A lot of it, but he made me tough though. When I went to Consumers, like, I'm like, nah, I already been through some of this. Like,
good.
I'm not used to this. I'm used to this right here.
Good,
man.
good.
You said you played at Waldorf, right?
Yeah, up in Iowa.
I played at William Penn University.
we played there.
Oskaloosa, Iowa. Where's Waldorf at? What part of Iowa was that at?
Forest City, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nothing out there, man. Only thing out there to eat was a goddamn. It was a Subway and a Chinese spot, but.
Real?
Yeah, and you can get them burritos and couple noodles at the little corner store. But say, like, for us to go to, like, Walmart and stuff, we got to drive like 30 minutes to Mason City.
Really?
Which you probably know about.
Yeah,
that.
for us, if we wanted to go kick it, we would go to Walmart, which was like because there ain't nothing to do out there. That's how it was.
We went to the clubs in Minnesota.
Nice.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we had rented like a van and we just went to Minnesota like
do what you gotta do, man.
But Iowa was terrible. I had to leave, man. It was terrible.
Yeah.
That was my first time I ever quit anything.
Me
I ain't
too.
gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
And I called both of my parents like, I for sure gotta quit. Like I'm coming home.
Hey, at least you was real about it, bro.
Crazy, but I'm like, yeah, I gotta come
That's
back.
crazy.
I have to come back for sure.
I wanted to talk about before we move on to everything else. Me and you obviously have an interesting, I feel at least, we have an interesting connection between two players that we both coach and have relationships with, Jaden Hurtado and Jaden Bland, right? Yeah. All these Jadens, right? But right, light skinned 50-50 Jadens, but we had so Mark, just to give you the quick summary, right, to keep you up to speed. So Jaden Hurtado, before you seen him with me, was my 16 year, my 16 year. He was actually with Dwayne. At Matt Barnes Elite, and
he was there when we was hot shot elite.
Yeah, he was there. He was there in the beginning when he was Jaden Hurtado, when he was a little chubby ass kid and was figuring it out. And then when he came to me at YBA, originally he was with Dorn, and then I was just training him, and then he eventually came to me, and the rest is history. But he has Dwayne has a great relationship with his adopted father, and Omar, which is a really good guy, and interesting relationship with his mother, with Jody, and very. And Jody is a Jody is a mother bear. She is definitely she'll put the claws out if you fuck with her son, no doubt about that, right? You and I both know that.
For sure.
And then there's Jaden Bland, who was with me, and he was with me for a time. He during the time I had him, I helped develop him and train him as well, and coach him. He has I don't want to say special needs, but he has like kind of an emotional spectrum disorder where he gets very emotional and very angry. It's very hard for him to manage his emotions. I don't know the scientific term for that. I'm sure you've experienced that too when you were coaching him. Sure. But he left my team, and he was with Jaden Hurtado and those guys, and then Dwayne coached him, and they had a really good, strong relationship from what I could see, again, from afar, just looking at it from afar. But they had a really good, strong relationship. I still wish Jaden Bland the best. Him and his mom, I think they're in Texas right now, and I wish them nothing but the best. But it's just funny because he grew with Dwayne. Yeah. His game grew a lot. I would like to say I helped spark that growth, and it's very similar with Jaden Hurtado. He helped spark the growth in Jaden Hurtado, but I cultivated it, and you know what I mean. So we both have these two players that kind of switch between both of us, but both grew in their own respective rights. Yeah. So that kind of connects me and him, I guess, forever as far as I'm concerned.
That basically just tell you every coach is different.
Yeah.
Every coach can get a certain kid going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I had the Jaden that's on YBA now, like, no offense, Jaden, I love you, shout out, but you couldn't chew gum and walk at the same goddamn time. He didn't even want to play basketball. Yeah. Like, for sure, he didn't want to play. Like, he didn't want to practice. He didn't want to do anything. Like, he said he was kind of bigger. Like, he was bad, like, 100%. Yeah. And then, like, he did the training, and then when he went to Chris, I was just watching him. I tell Chris this all the time. I was like, man, that kid got way better. Like, whatever you did, that kid is good. And I'm like, bro, salute to you. Yeah. Same thing with Jaden Bland.
Jaden Bland, same thing.
He came over here, he got better. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting there, I sat there and made this kid better. I just feel like it clicked to him. Just like that attention thing he was saying, like, when he did that with me, I was like, bro, you got to get the fuck out the gym, bro. Like, call your mom, bro. Like, get out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And his mom, she liked that. Yeah. So she like, Coach, stay on him like that. Like, his dad's far away. Yeah. And I just dealt with him. Like, at first I'm like, man, I don't want this kid. Like, it was times you can ask him, man. I'm like, man, take your ass back to YBA. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, but nah, I feel like we both like made both of them kids good.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean,
100%.
and it's, again, well, the reason I bring it up for the most part is because I'm trying to give an example for, and this is more for the audience, so you guys can understand that two coaches who are rivals, who have rival programs, who push each other to make each other better. Because, I want to put that on there, put it on wax, right? Like they used to say back in the day. I want to make that clear. Like me and Dwayne, I don't dislike Dwayne at all. You know what I mean? We're competitors. Like if I played against him in a men's league, I want to beat him just like he wants to beat me. We might talk shit in the game, but that's basketball, right? And it's no different when we coach, right? Like he wants to beat me like I want to beat him. But there's no love lost with him. If he called me and said, hey, Chris, can you help me with such and such, or can you get me in contact? I would absolutely do that for him because I know ultimately he's a good dude and he cares about the kids. The case in point, Jaden Bland. That's what proves it, right? Because the two guys who are rivals can still help kids grow and help them reach their potential that you were able to help with your Jaden and I was able to help with my Jaden. That's why I just thought it was such an interesting thing. The case of two Jadens, whatever you want to call it, like two coaches that are connected with both these boys were able to help them hopefully grow in this game of basketball, which we both love. And I think more people need to see shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, like we were talking about before the show, a lot of you coaches out there and trainers, unfortunately, you feel too much entitlement and ownership. And we don't own these kids. I can't express that enough. We don't own these kids. That's not the AAU world. Some coaches can pull things out of kids. Like you mentioned with Robinson and the Twins. He was able to pull something out of those two that, made them a dynasty. You know what I mean? It made them from honestly, from 6th grade to 8th grade. They were a dynasty. Robinson was a dynasty. Like, it's no other way to put it. Like, they were the team to beat. You know what I mean? As far as locally, for sure.
Man, people got to keep it real with that, though.
Yeah.
Especially if you got 2023. You know damn well y'all wasn't beating him like that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, no SAC team.
I feel like what you guys were saying, because that's kind of similar, like with Bracey.
Yeah.
With MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, he works with Bracey. MJ works with me. To me, I feel like player development side, that can speed up the process. You know what I'm saying? Because you have other mentors, who have different perspectives to help a kid develop compared to just one way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's very interesting hearing you guys say that. That's pretty dope. We all should be like that.
Yeah, exactly. I respect the fuck out of it. So I just want people to hear that, and know that. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fuck out of what you did, man, and what you keep doing. So moving on to our next subject, I want to talk hot takes. That's a new subject. We're going to talk about hot takes of hot moments, of quick heated moments. So this is a point of the show where we obviously need to talk about this. A few weeks ago at Courtside, there was a heated moment, altercation that happened. What do you have to say to it? I mean, obviously all of everything involved, and we're not gonna put everybody out there. But I just wanted, your perception of it and stuff.
I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier when we was talking about who controlled the game.
Yeah,
it's the referees. So, what is the team name? Legacy. Yeah. So, we was playing varsity, my 16U, and two of their players pushed one of my players.
Okay.
So that's when the referee blew the whistle, gave my team 2 techs, and didn't give that team not one. Damn. And they pushed my player. So the other player came, tried to have my player back. The parents yelled, "Oh, your kids, they can't handle their own battle," or something, like yelling something out, man. And so the referee gave our team 2 techs and gave me a tech. So now I have to sit down, and he sat in the crowd while the clock is running. Oh, we're down like 4 or 5 at this point. He sit down in the crowd. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? So the parents are bugging. Like, come on, man, with the game, and the clock running. Then I'm like, bro, can you please tell me why you just gave us all these technicals? He like, nah, I don't got to tell you nothing. I'm like, bro, I'm asking you as a man, like I'm a coach, like what happened? He didn't want to tell me. Clock's still running. This fool took the basketball and walked in the bathroom, so I followed him.
That's the part you saw.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, what's going on over there?
So when I followed him, I'm not following him to fight.
Right.
I'm not doing that in public.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't, hell no. My daughter in there, I'm not doing it. I asked you one simple question, bro, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, you controlling the whole game. It's the heat of a moment. And I'm like, you see how you control all this? Mm-hmm. And then everybody ran back. Dwayne was in there trying to fight the referee. Think about it. The bathroom's not hella big.
Right.
Yeah.
If you wanted to fight, you
right. You're not coming out, my dude. like how you gonna get out? Like I wasn't trying to fight you. I'm not gonna touch you. Yeah. He act like he had to pee. I'm behind him. Tell me what happened. He didn't have to pee. Walked out. But at the same time, both of the referees in there, and I didn't know that was the other referee. That was his dad.
Oh, okay. For real? Okay.
Yeah. So like it wasn't no fight. They would have jumped me or something.
Right.
But anyway, the clock still was running, so all the parents, they arguing. I didn't see that fight in person because after the game, it happened like right after the game, so I didn't see this fight at all until the video. But when we getting our stuff, I'm getting my backpack, collect the jerseys or whatever, and one of my players was like, Coach, they just knocked Skylar down. I'm like,
who's Skylar? Who's Skylar?
My baby right here.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh, snap.
Yeah. Daddy mode, right?
So now I'm over there, and she like disappeared because one of the parents' younger daughter picked her up, and they like walked out or something. I'm like, where the fuck is my daughter at? So I didn't even watch that fight, bro, until the video came out. But like I said, man, everybody want to say Matt Barnes Elite, the bad guys, but we not, man. Like you let somebody put their hand in your face, what you gonna do? And call you a bitch. And it's a heated moment. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't no normal thing. Like, we don't get mad we lost.
Yeah.
That ain't the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that is not what happened.
Yeah.
You put your hand in somebody's face and you talking big mess, what's gonna happen? Like, especially when y'all already arguing.
Yeah.
This is like serious. That's just like we at open gym, you talking mess somebody the whole game. Y'all not taking nothing personal, but he put his hands on you. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Confront him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what really happened, man. Like I said, I watched that video because it's crazy how fast it came out. Like it was like boom,
world star shit.
We outside and somebody posted that, and I was telling him what the caption said, bro. What is that? Remember?
I was just watching the video.
I love black people.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing made me mad. Like that whole thing. And it's crazy because I know I'm like, damn, they about to talk hella mess about this organization. And then I'm hearing Courtside talking about, I can't go in there, which I wasn't even fighting. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, why are you taking it out on the kids?
All right.
Like, if you should tell the people that was fighting, like, you can't come in here or you got to stay away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't punish
take it
the
out
kids, bro. Don't punish me either because I've been supporting Courtside for years. Like I said, I was with Hot Shot League.
Yeah.
Like, Jacob, you know me, man.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well,
that's what really happened. She just, the other lady put her hands on her, like her in her face, calling her the, bitch word, whatever. Heated moment.
Okay.
It was just one of them days, you know what I mean? You gotta think, during the pandemic, a lot of people don't got, like they leash is small right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people was going through it. Like you can have any bad day.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what she was going through, but I don't know, that's what happened.
Okay.
Like I didn't see it in person, so.
No.
Fair enough. I wasn't involved, so anybody saying I was involved, you lying.
No, I just wanted you to address it. That's good. That's perfect. So moving on to current events, wanted to talk a little bit about the NBA and then move on to other stuff. But the biggest thing with the NBA, that dunk contest sucked. I don't know if y'all saw it. That shit was.
Hey, I feel like they cheated because I'm a Duke fan. They cheated my Duke player, man. His first dunk
Cassius?
His first dunk was better than all that, and I feel like that took his spirit.
Yeah.
So the next round, he didn't want to do it no more. But like, if you really watch him dunk, and he can do his thing, I thought he was gonna win.
It's because it's the judges. They keep putting the old school judges. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
But also with the dunks, though, let's be honest, y'all. We all hoopers. What the hell can anybody do that's new?
There's nothing new unless you literally look at a video game and say, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
Like that's about it.
Like I don't feel like there's nothing new.
There's nothing new.
I feel like that whole weekend, I feel like the 3-point contest was better than the game.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy Steph, right? Because I'm a Warriors fan. So I'm glad he won that. And the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, which to me was just really interesting because it's more a testament to Chris Paul. The Suns have won 17 of the last 20.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm hey, I don't know about y'all. I'm just shocked. Like,
that's your MVP?
Who? Chris Paul?
Yeah, because Charles Barkley said.
Man, I don't.
Embiid's gonna get it.
True,
together, man.
true. I would like him to get it because I feel like Chris Paul deserves something because he works so fucking hard. I feel like people discredit how hard that guy works. Not to say he's perfect by any means, but he, you know, you can't deny everywhere he goes they happen to win. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yeah, like that's just
a real fact.
If you're an analytics person, look at the numbers. Every team he goes to,
they're good. They make the
their
playoffs.
percentage, they make the playoffs. The winning is better. So it's something to be said about a guy that just knows how to make your team better. You know, but no, he's not going to get MVP. I wish he did, but
it's also helping Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like really become more of a leader.
I think so.
Like that's gonna help him big time for the future. Having somebody like that mentor him. So.
Absolutely. And Dwayne, we always do this for the our guests, but favorite player right now and favorite NBA team.
I do not have an NBA team. But
Okay.
Who do I like to see win this year? I like when LeBron win, man.
Another LeBron.
So Laker fan then. Hey, you from Vegas, right?
man.
You from Vegas?
I'm not a Laker fan though. I just follow him.
Okay.
Okay.
But he's not my favorite player though. My favorite player right now to really watch would have to be Bradley Beal.
Okay, nice. Nothing wrong with
Bradley
that.
Beal, and then I say Curry.
Okay. Cool. I can appreciate that.
KD helped.
Well, of course, KD.
Yeah.
KD's nice.
But if I had to pick one, I'm going with Bradley.
Okay. The other current event I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys, you know, have heard about this. I posted it on my Facebook. It's so fucking ridiculous. Did you guys hear about the announcer that called the girls basketball team niggers?
Nah,
The mic was off, right?
He forgot the mic was on. This is an announcer at a
kneeling.
high school game, and they were kneeling during the national anthem. And he called them fucking niggers.
Yeah.
He says it just like that. Like,
where this was at?
fuck, where is it? Where my phone's over there. Ty, can you
Let
help
me
us
look it
out?
up.
Because Ty's our media guy. But so yeah, the quick version is he calls this women team fucking niggers, puts out a press release the day later. You want to know what he blamed it on? His type 1 diabetes. He said his blood sugar was low, and because his blood sugar was low, he happens to just say things that I was like, really? So every diabetic out there should be very offended right now because he's basically saying diabetes makes you racist.
Oh my God.
So I was just curious of our thoughts on that. Huh?
Get fired?
I don't know. I'm assuming he will be, but
Sure.
I mean, it just shows how far our country still has to go. You know what I mean? Like he said, a women's team. Ty, did you happen to see? Oklahoma. There we go. Oklahoma.
They're investigating the situation.
Yes, there we go.
You
So
gotta get out of there.
Well, it's kind of like the whole Myers-Leonard situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he was talking about the Jews, but they're saying, like, the way he said it, it shows that he's behind closed doors, people like that talk like that.
Yeah.
It's just that you just got caught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, so for him to say, like, I'm a diabetic, like, I'm pretty sure, like, he talked like that.
yeah.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
feel like I
All
don't
the
feel
time.
like that NBA player was like trying to be racist though. Like the video game. Made
Oh
me think
yeah,
hella shit.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
But
I don't think he was saying it racially.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
think yes, but he didn't realize the connotation of what he was saying. What I circle back to that with like I don't know if y'all remember years ago, Steven Adams was talking about the Warriors when they were playing each other, and he said, and again he's from Australia, so he obviously might not know the historic thing of what he was saying, or New Zealand. He said. They were running. They were, the Warriors are really fast and running around like a bunch of little monkeys. You know what I mean? But obviously, he doesn't understand the historic context of calling black people monkeys in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was kind of not to say that. I want to say there was that same level of ignorance while he was saying it. You know what I mean? Playing a video game. So I don't know, but that announcer, get the fuck out.
But Myers-Leonard was the only person during the bubble who was standing while everybody else was kneeling during the national anthem. So for a white dude to say that racial slur and be the only white dude to stand during the national anthem,
It looks bad.
Come on, man.
It definitely looks. It looks bad.
Come on, man.
He's not making himself look pretty good.
Yeah.
dang.
I want to give a quick shout out to the kids because I know kids listen to our podcast too that took their SATs this weekend. That happened this weekend. So I just want to give you guys a quick shout out. Good luck on your SATs or your ACTs. Hope you guys did a good job. Get that shit out the way. I hated that shit when I took it. So, you know,
Me too.
good luck to you guys because I did not do very good on that shit. But
They don't even have the ACT no more. I remember taking the
yeah,
ACT.
yeah. I took both and I fucking hated it. But, you know, other than that, the only other thing, one other thing that I also wanted to kind of talk about too, just kind of getting your guys' interest or perspective on this. You know what I've realized? I was talking to Marcus about it, and this is what kind of made me think about it on the show, Marcus Kirkland. I feel like kids are kind of getting overcoached because what made me think about it was, remember the open run on Wednesday when you came through to the open run, which I think my open runs have been really good. I think they've been fun, and everyone's just having a good time. And what's funny is I'm realizing more and more kids don't know how to do open runs.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's not a part of their culture, right? Yeah. So, you know, do you think our kids are getting overcoached? Because, I mean, their version of open run is like a shitty AAU game, but it's still an AAU game. There's still some level of coaching. There's not a lot of venues or places for, like, let's say the ages between 15 and younger to just go and play basketball. You know what I mean? So do you guys think that maybe kids are being overcoached?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you mean, like
there's so many AAU teams, there's so many AAU programs. You can't say there's pretty much every kid plays for at least two or more programs, right? So do you think they're being so overcoached that because there's things you learn from open run? I mean, we're all around the same age in here, so I played at 24-Hour Fitness all the time. I played at parks all the time, Mosswood, the Infirmary, Washington, Golden Gate in San Francisco. You take me to a park, I was there, right? Yeah. You know, we learned basketball culture through just hooping, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Even now, even though we're older, you know, open run for us is still kind of that sense of community. It's fun. I mean, obviously we can't compete like we used to, but we still try to have fun. And just if you took a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, say, hey, come to this open run. They'll be like, what's that? You know what I mean? Like, they don't know. They're asking, like, I remember I took so when me and Marcus were doing open runs, we took our middle school kids. I took my 7th graders at the time. I said, hey, you guys are going to go to this open run. You're just going to play. And they were like, well, what do you mean we're going to play? I was like, you're just going to get your 5. You get your 5, and you just play basketball. You call next or whatever. And they had no clue. Parents were asking me. They're like, so are you going to coach? Or are you going to sit there? I'm like, no, I'm going to sit the fuck down and watch them play basketball.
They bring their whole uniform?
Right, yeah. I had 2 kids bring their uniform. and they brought their YBA uniform. I was like, no, you don't need your uniform. You guys know back in the day, the guy with the uniform sucked. You never picked him. The guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's what I was saying. Do you think culturally in basketball nowadays there's overcoaching?
I don't think it's overcoached. I just feel like they spoiled.
Yeah.
Like how you said, I played outside.
All the time.
Day of the week.
Even in SAC, I played at Maidu Park. You know what I mean? When they used to have the lights on and stuff.
I played there when I first moved out here.
Yeah.
And that was like competitive.
Yeah.
Everybody from AR, Sierra.
You would have college guys really out there playing fucking street ball, like, and we playing it like for real, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's not now.
It's too cool now. It's like it's too much going on right now for this generation. You know what I'm saying? It's like the internet. Instagram, Snapchat, the Twitters, these video games. I felt like I always had a system, but I never was like a gamer. Gamers. Like, it's hella weird to me. Like, you could sit there and play the game for like 2-3 hours. That's the craziest thing.
These kids can play for 7 hours, bro.
For sure. Like,
I think at the same time, like you said, like, you know, like how I grew up, I think it's probably also like a resource thing because my parents, I didn't play no AAU. I didn't have a trainer. Right. You know, and so of course I would go to the park, go hoop. That's how I would get better. And now, you know, like I said, especially as a trainer, I see, you know, I'm training kids every day. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, okay, back in the day, I would just go to the park and hoop to now, I don't know, maybe because kids are more skilled nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know if it's like, all right, instead of going to an open run, I'm going to get my jumpers, I'm working my ball handling, but okay, then I'll go to an open run. I don't know, because I feel like I said, how I grew up, you know what I'm saying? My parents didn't get me no trainer. I wasn't going to no AAU practices, so I would go open run, go hoop, compared to now, you know, now that I'm a trainer, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, I would sometimes tell some of my kids, no, don't go to that open or don't go to that park because they ain't nice. That's actually gonna bring you back. So I don't know. Like I'm a type of person. Like if we gonna do something, let me structure it. You know what I'm saying? Or let's work on your game. So. Maybe I guess I am overcoaching. I guess I am. Actually thinking about it. I don't know. So,
let them play, Mark. Let them play.
I know.
No, fair enough. I was just curious of you guys' take on that, man. That's all in the culture. So let's get to respectfully disrespectful. So I want to talk about, and again, maybe I'm a little jaded because, and I don't want to say jaded. I'm just saying it's a passionate topic for me right now because I stepped away from Whitney. I'm not doing high school ball anymore. I don't like this culture of high school coach versus AAU coach. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you've experienced that. Mark, you're still new to this, but you will experience it. I promise you at some point. I don't think it should be adversarial. I mean, my opinion, just get it out there because, again, I just want to get it recorded and get it out there. If the high school varsity coach and me have the same goal for the same kid, we shouldn't be adversarial in nature to me, right? If our goal is to take, let's say, a Jaden Hurtado at Whitney, and Coach French, your goal is to get him to college, and my goal is to get him to college. Why are we butting heads? You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately, it really is that way with a lot of high school coaches. Now, what I will say, again, and it's just a funny coincidence, if we want to call it that, for guys who are around our age, the younger black coaches, they're not like that. They're very much a proponent for AAU. And again, I bring up like Clark at Ponderosa, Clark Woods, or Mike Holloway at Vanden, right? Like they understand AAU it's helping my kids. Fuck that. Like we're going to work with this shit. Like I will say the older coaches, and especially the older predominantly white coaches, right, are the ones that seem to have a legitimate issue with AAU. I was just curious of your take on it, Dwayne, and just kind of what you thought.
I feel like some of them just want control.
Entitlement.
They for sure want control. And that goes on because I was watching, what's that one documentary that the Compton Magic had on?
At all costs.
Right. One of the parents, what he said? He said, man, if I had to pick AAU over high school ball, my son would play high school
he said he playing AAU.
He like, man, F this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get a scholarship. Like, he's on a sponsored team. They go everywhere. They in the circuit. So, I mean, if it's that situation, I feel like the coaches got to fall back.
Yeah.
Like, you for sure got to fall back. Like, I don't know. I mean, I seen it, though. I seen it happen.
You know what I'm saying.
There's a lot of kids like, oh, no, I can't play today, man.
My high school. And the high school coaches threaten the kids, threaten the families. They do all kind of wild. They're like, I'll suspend you 3 games. What the fuck? Like, damn. Because the kid is going to a AAU tournament that could potentially change his life and get him. I mean, let's really call it what it is: dollars and cents and numbers. Okay, a collegiate education in this country, especially due to inflation, at minimum, and if you guys don't believe me, please look up the numbers because I'm not making this shit up or pulling it out my ass. At minimum, at a state school like a Sac State, is minimum $35K a year. Right, that's for room and board, housing, books, class tuition, everything. $35K a year. If that kid is going to be there 4 years, well, let's go 35,000 times 4. That's how much that kid would have to spend to go and get a collegiate education. If him going to one weekend out of what, 52 weeks in a year, one weekend out of that whole 52 weeks could give him an opportunity to get to that place for free, and he has to miss the Benicia tournament, you know what I mean, or the fucking, Rockland High tournament, get the fuck over it, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion, you know what I mean?
The thing is, let's ask these high school coaches this, like, why is this college in your gym in the first place anyway?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't see this kid play for your high school. They see him in the summer somewhere.
Yes.
So now we're going to come to these high school games. Now we're going to talk to this high school coach. But when they first recruit the kid, they not talking to the high school coach at first.
You could talk about, if you even want to bring it up recent, remember Jordan Brown at Wood Creek?
Yeah.
Colleges weren't going to Wood Creek before Jordan Brown.
Nah.
Like, be real. They were not going there before Jordan Brown was there.
Nah.
So stop acting like coaches, stop acting like y'all the biggest draw there. I'll be real. At least my experience, I would say there are exceptions where I would say Denard from Grant, because he has ties to the Compton Magic E-Top, because that's like his best friend. So he'll push some of his kids to Compton Magic. Coach Fred at Endercom, because he's
shout out Fred. He was my coach at CRC.
Yeah, man. I'm saying he's definitely a dude that understands AAU, helps his boys. And again, coincidentally, these are brothers, right?
Wall.
Yeah, Coach Wall, Coach Wall at Folsom, right? Like, there are some guys who understand it, but they do. There's a lot of coaches out there, unfortunately, that they talk about they're for the kids, but they don't actually put that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they don't actually implement that shit. So, I mean, Mark, you're newer to this, but unfortunately, you'll come at that crossroads at some point. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You won't deal with it with any Vanden kids, because Coach Holloway's cool with it, but you might deal with it with some other.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't think it should be that way. I think AAU coaches and high school coaches should be able to work together and communicate with each other and talk with each other. That's ultimately what I think it should be, but it is what it is, man. I was just curious of your guys' opinion. And the last thing I want to talk about before we wrap it up pretty soon was circuits, right? The EYBL, the Adidas Gauntlet. As far as I know, most of those circuits have, especially due to COVID, I think players and parents are kind of realizing how irrelevant more and more of these circuits are. You know what I mean? I don't know what your experience has been, but I'm noticing more and more kids kind of pull away from those circuit teams because, there's no circuit. Most of the country is still closed down.
They can't play right now. I know 100%, especially Nike.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
You really can only play, let's be real, like Utah, Texas now, because they're completely open, Phoenix, right? Maybe Florida.
People go to Idaho.
Yeah, and really, like, outside of that. And so people are like, well, shit, this whole Nike, Adidas, it's becoming less and less relevant, which, again, I kind of like. It's even in the playing field for guys like us, because I look at it in tiers. The Soldiers, the Lillards, they're above us because they can kind of offer things like you said we can't. You know what I mean? I don't have a $500,000 Nike account that I could just pay for every fucking thing and every flight. You know what I mean? Like you said, you have Matt, you can call on every now and then, but I'm pretty sure you can't say, hey, give me $100,000 so I can, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do, we're not at that tier, right? No. But we're maybe a step or two below where we can still do a lot, but I feel like now we're able to keep some of our homegrown kids, and they're realizing, you know what, we can compete with some of these circuit teams. So I just was curious of kind of what you thought about that, or what you've seen on that kind of stuff.
I don't know, like during the pandemic right now, I know they're not playing.
Yeah.
Sure, but I seen, you talking about Vannet, it's a kid that came out here from North Carolina, Isaiah.
Yeah.
He basically never even played a real high school game for Vandet. He just moved out here, and he was doing these things, doing the like the COVID thing, like Arizona and stuff like that. And then he got a full ride at Cal Poly. So, what you're saying, it makes sense, because right now I feel like all them coaches going to come, whatever's open.
Yeah, exactly.
They want new kids, just like how these kids trying to go to college. These coaches want to get new players.
Yeah. And I know I'm taking my 16U and 17U to Arizona next week, and we're going to win the West Coast Elite League of Legends thing. So I'm taking them both out there. So I'm actually looking really forward to that, because I think, we talked about it before the show. I still think, and I'll say it again, my 16U team is the best team in Northern California.
They had the cheat code.
And you know me, I'm like, hey, if you're out there, prove me wrong, man, because my 16U is out here rolling.
I like it.
But I really look forward to this opportunity. I think it's going to be a good event. High school season's obviously about to start up, so it's going to be whatever it is, 10 games, 15 games, and guys are coming back to us. So, but I'm really looking forward to this trip to Arizona. I'm also doing Made Hoops in the end of March. So I got 2 big trips coming up. Hoping my guys get out there. You got any plans for your teams, Mark? Or are you just doing kind of? I know you're doing Marcus's stuff.
Yeah, the 23rd and the 25th, we're also going. That's going to be my first, taking them out to Arizona, West Coast.
Oh, nice, man.
So, yeah.
I'll see you out there, brother.
But, yeah. But it's funny that you were talking about, so today, which is, I think is a good story, we went to the all-world sports facility. And like I said, I was just trying to find a turn and put my guys in.
Yes.
So we went there today. We went first time 3-0.
Nice.
Finally.
Nice.
So he's 2-1.
Splash for your team.
1-1. But we went 3-0 today, and one of my top guys, Jaden Alexander, he showed out. He showed out today, and a coach came up to me, and like I said, this is. And I didn't even think there was no coaches out here.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell my guys, you never know who's watching. Coach came up to me, because, Jaden had a little windmill. You know what I'm saying? He came up to me, he was like, yo, where's this kid? He's D1, this and that. I was like, he has no offers. He was like, my brother's the head coach at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. Here's my number. Send me film. I was like, what? Oh, this is really happening. Like, so that's crazy because, like I said, we didn't go no circuit then. We was just at All World.
Yeah.
Just trying to get some reps. And the coach, this guy was there and was like, yo, I want to help your kid out. So that's like what you said, we're not really traveling or anything, but to see that happen, I'm like, okay, I see where this AAU thing, you know what I'm saying?
And you get I think a big sense of pride out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
for sure.
because this is just keeping it a buck, keeping it we as coaches, trainers, we take pride in our kids finding success. You know what I mean? Like we don't. Now again, there's some trainers and people who take it overboard where they're like, "I made you" and all this. Like, whoa, like I think that's a little a little too much. Yeah. I didn't make you, but I do feel. Because we're all dads in here. You know what I mean? If my son is successful in life, I feel pride in that. I feel I did my job, right? I feel that we get that same sense of pride watching a young man that we help, cultivate guide and push. Yeah. And of course, the times when shit was rough, it's the in-between shit people don't see when this kid is crying to you because maybe he didn't play at his best or he's doubting himself or you got to fucking curse him out because he wants to go out and smoke instead of doing the right type of shit. It's the in-between shit that they don't know us coaches deal with. I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like I can fucking qualify as one half the time I deal with shit. You know what I mean? Like half the shit I have, you have some real conversations with parents and kids sometimes where it's like, okay, why are you telling me this? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you learn through the course of it, like this is the part of the process. And then to see that happen to your kid and get that scholarship, it feels a great sense of accomplishment. And you parents need to understand, we as coaches, we're human too, and we love watching that. I mean, and let's make it clear, the true guys who are about the AAU culture at its purest. Now, again, like Coach Jelpy said on that episode we have, there are two business models. You know what I mean? Like the West Coast Elite model, it's more of a business. And no discredit to Ryan Silver and what they do at West Coast Elite because it is clearly a successful business, right? But it is a business. Let me make that clear. When you go there, you are there to do a job, you are there to get seen, and you are there to go. That is it. For us, it is more to it than that. It's more intimate than that. There's kids that I've coached that quit basketball, but they're doing great in life. That's, to me, the good part about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want more and more parents and people to understand and realize that's what the pure AAU side of it is. You know what I mean? We want to make good men, right? We want to make good men and women. Sure. So I hopefully you guys understand that. So I want to move on to not a good fit segment. So I wanted to talk about not a good fit in terms of for high school coaches for AAU coaches going into the high school field. If you high school varsity coaches want to hire AAU coaches and you feel it's not a good fit, you need to understand the culture in which we come from. We are the in-between. We are the hybrids. We are the reason your kids are getting looked at to go to college. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. I know you're for your program, but accept what we do, accept where we're at, and don't invalidate it. I've heard too many times from too many high school coaches that they look at AAU club ball as like we're just this thing. We're just this thing that exists and we don't do shit. You can kiss my ass. Redo more and get these kids more notice and more looked at than your fucking D7 in the middle of nowhere, okay? So take that into account. If it's not a good fit, don't hire AAU coaches. If it's not a good fit for you, don't ask us for our input and for our help, because we are here to help the kids, not your program. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm a pure example of it when I was at Whitney High School, but I just want to get that out there. If you want an AAU coach, you want an AAU coach. If you don't want us, you don't want us. But make it very clear, we are for the kids. We are not for your program. We want to see them succeed. We want to see them go far, and we want to see them grow up and live their opportunities out there. Just wanted to get that out. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. Sorry, I had to get that out. But the biggest thing is I want to give shout outs to a couple guys real quick. Coach Holloway at Vanden, definitely want to give you a big shout out, man. You're doing some great work with your kids there. Me and Dwayne were kind of talking about that, how Vanden is kind of just this under the radar division. They're pumping out D1 straight up, bro. Like, they got Takai Hardy, Amari Davis. They're pumping out these. They're pumping out these kids. Like
Teo, who went to Sac State.
Yeah, man. I'm like, y'all really don't recognize Vanden is just like this under the radar, really, really good program. They won state last year. Like, y'all need to start recognizing this fucking. I know everyone looks at Sheldon because they were the number one guys and all that stuff, but I'm like, y'all really don't get it, man. Vanden's doing their thing, and Coach Holloway, you're doing a great job. Coach Lorente at Capital Christian, want to give you a shout out. He had a big tournament going on this weekend. My 8th grade went in there playing in the freshman bracket, and they went 2-1. We lost to a 16U team by 3 points. PHPS's 16U team. We lost to them by 3 points. So I was actually really proud of my 8th grade, man, to compete in a high school tournament like that. And I thought that was a really big deal. So, I just trying to think of anyone else I need to shout out. Mark, you got anyone you want to shout out real quick?
Who I want to give a shout out to? Shout out to Marcus. You know what I'm saying, for the PBL, what is it, Premium Basketball League?
Yeah.
Good little avenue to get some extra games in.
Yeah, Marcus Kirkland.
Hey, you don't call me though. So.
You be out there suited up.
Sorry, Marcus.
Anybody you want to shout out, Dwayne?
Man.
Shout out to your daughter for hanging in there.
Shout out, shit, man. Shout out YBA for having me. I mess with the shout out to the Warriors. I got respect for them. Shout out, I like Coach McCall, the new
nice,
Sac High. I might be there, matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
It's crazy we didn't bring him up with the AAU and the high school coach, because I think he's
he's got a good balance too. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Shout out Coach McCall.
Good.
And my shout outs.
Well, that's coming to the end of our show. I think this was a great show. Dwayne, again, thank you for being here, brother. I do appreciate you taking the time out your day to talk, get everything out there. We're happy to have Ty back because he hasn't been here in like forever. So, we'll get this on YouTube. We'll get that out there. All the links will be in the description. I'm gonna have links to Dwayne, his Instagram. So you guys can follow him. I suggest follow him. He's doing great work with the kids and with Matt Barnes Elite. Mark, obviously, his social media stuff will be there as well because he's now the AAU coach of GGT. Yeah. I saw the uniforms. Yeah. So good job there.
We 1-1.
Again, thank you for those who are supporting. Thank you for those who are listening. We really appreciate you. All the links for everything will be in the description. The biggest thing is everybody stay safe out there. Obviously, COVID is still a real thing. But as far as I can see, the vaccines are going well. I know my mom just got a vaccine, so I'm happy about that. My grandmother got hers, so I'm happy about that. So, everybody be safe out there, man. The last thing I just want to touch base on, shout out to the family of the man who was unfortunately shot and killed in Oakland because of because of sports. Unfortunately a guy went crazy and shot him dead, but shout out to you and your family, man. Please be safe out there, everybody. But again, I appreciate anybody who's listening, anybody who's sharing, anyone who's following. We want to keep this going for you. We're going to have more content. I think Mike Keithy might be our next guest, so that should be fun. Anything else, Mark?
No, man. Appreciate you having me, man. It's good meeting you, man.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you, and we are out.